Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to COVID Britain. It's time for another caning. How are you all doing? Checking in. Are you well? Still the same number of people in the house as there were at the start of lockdown? Are you having to dress up in a wig to pretend to be the person you did away with a week ago? Are you currently having dinner, ladies, with a skeleton of a husband because you caved his head in with a spade in the garden because he said he knew everything about planting sunflowers? You don't, Gary, and I don't love you anymore. It's tough, isn't it? How's everyone doing? The format today is going to be, I'm going to mess around for 10-15 minutes, run through the latest lockdown, lowdown. Then at the end, ask me anything. A bit of interaction. First of all, who have we got on? Someone's just said they've genuinely caved a partner's head in. Do remember, these are jokes and irony. This is not a call to action to actually kill someone and then blame it on me in court. Someone says they're having a cider. Hannah Barnes having a cider watching me. Doing secret fist. Secret fist is where you don't actually, it's good secret fist. You don't actually hurt the person you live with. You go to the next room along, press the fist against the wall and just fantasize about smashing the face into the person you live with. It's great. What are you doing in there, love? Nothing. Just cleaning a stain off the wall, pretending it's your head, you sock leaving twat. Like people liking the Norman Wisdom painting as well. Jamie C from East London there. Louise Henderson says she's having a 5-knuckle shuffle. How does that work if you're a girl? A 5-knuckle shuffle for a boy, obvious. 5 knuckles needed. For a girl, I suppose it's a... That's quite a wide strum, Louise. One could only assume you're quite well endowed down there. That's a full hand strum. Anyway, on to the lockdown news. We have just seen one of the most dramatic things to happen in recent British history. The Queen, live and up front, spitting bare bars, bitch man them, giving truths and dropping shit on our ears. How dramatic was that? I urge you to stay indoors and we will meet again. We'll meet again. Do you know where that's from, that reference? We'll meet again. Don't know where, powdered egg, tin of sardines. It's from World War II. The Queen herself has just drawn an equivalence between the coronavirus COVID-19 attack and World War II and the Nazis. How much more of a cue do you need to stay inside, you selfish sunbathing twats? Admittedly, you could argue it was a bit of an exaggeration. I mean, when I think back to my great-grandma, who I was lucky enough to know till I was 18 years old, I've heard quite a lot of stories about World War II, about what my great-granddad went through. I'm not saying COVID-19 isn't bad, it's freaking awful. But my great-granddad, surrounded by hundreds of other thousands of young men who died, held in the kidneys of a friend who begged him, "Tell my family I love them. I'm only 18. I'll never get married or have a life. Hold in my kidney while I die, Derek. We'll meet again." Bombing of London. Holding in a kidney, in a trench, in Belgium, is the equivalent of the coronavirus outbreak. Walking in to gas, machine gunned by German planes. And do you know what you've got to do, Liam from South London? I've just got to stay in my spare room. It's just the same as putting on a gas mask during a chemical attack. In we go into the air raid shelter. Stop fucking sunbathing, you selfish dickhead. Frontal lobe hanging, under-evolved. If it was evolution, your sperm would have died before it came out of the urethra, bellends. What are you doing? That's your choice. Go back to 1941 and hold in a kidney of a friend who was dying, or just simply not sunbathe. That's as hard as it gets for our generation. We've run out of avocados and I can't sunbathe. Oh my God, it's just like being in Poland when it was invaded, is it? And I hope it's worth it, all of you people that just got our parks closed today. We're probably going to have our outdoor exercise banned. Most of us, when we're going out, are respectfully just going for a polite walk for 30 minutes, if we're even doing that. I have to get out of the house for my outdoor wank. It's not the same. I've tried masturbating in the garden, and now that I can't do it in my place of choice, Asda, I'm doing it in alleyways, or by schools that are now closed, making it safer. But I'm respectfully walking around. Why do you have to fucking ruin it? Yeah? Well, I'm going out with a tan. Are you, Gary? That's right, yeah. I'm going out with a tan. I'm so pleased for you, Leanne. That's right. Even though I've now got a pipe in my lungs and I'm respirating glass into a tube while my family cry over Skype while I die, they'll all say the same thing. Do you know what? It's sad that Leanne's dead, but didn't she have a lovely colour when she went? Seriously. What are we going to do? It's breeding a type of person. I'm from Essex. I don't want to see this stuff going on my social media. COVID grasses. Dirty little COVID grasses springing up everywhere. I don't normally speak to coppers, right? But it's someone over Brockwell Park, right? 3 of them having a barbie. You didn't hear it from me. Thanks for your information, Danny. We will look more leniently on your sentence for possession now. Fucking COVID grasses. That should have been a negative thing a year ago. Now it's a positive. You're ruining it. We're just about getting this right. Infection levels, yes, there's been another little spike, but it's levelling off. Death levels levelling off. We're winning. Don't be tempted out by the sun in the sky like a basic druid fuck. I know I could kill everyone, but as soon as the sun is present in the sky, I must obey it, like some fucking medieval religious worshipper. I must obey whatever weather pattern is in the sky. Hooray, druid fuck. Seriously, sort your life out. And it's all very well for people like me to go, do you know what, just stay in, guys, stay in. We need the little bit of freedom, don't we? We need to go out and have our walk around the block or our respectful bit of exercise, because not everyone's as lucky as me and people like me. Some people don't have a garden. Remember that, big house twats, when you're giving it the big un. It's just so simple, man. Just stay in. And some poor fucker in a tower block, yeah, me and me 9 kids, we are enjoying popping out once a day at the shop. Shut up, peasant, eat dog shit, we're not interested. One other thing, doesn't really relate to what I'm talking about. Oh, before we move on, actually, I really, again, was totally moved to do my 8 PM clap for our NHS workers and key workers. I include them in I do a slightly wider clap to include dustmen, teachers and shop workers. A narrow clap for the NHS, a wider clap for all the key workers. Let's get a social media campaign going. I saw something tonight. Let's get this going, guys. Share it. 8 PM. On Monday, we are all going to open our front doors on the strike of 8 PM and we're going to shout for the selfish sunbathers all at once, a solid British wanker, all the way from Aberdeen to Penzance. Join me. Join me in a chorus of 10 loud wankers from your window. Let the kids join in. Wanker, 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 wanker. And on the last one, wankers. Join me. Talking of wankers, why is yeast sold out? Why is yeast sold out? Why? I was reading today that yeast and flour has sold out. Panic buying, I've gone on about enough. We all have. We know they're dickheads. We know they're bellends. There's enough food. The problem is we're buying too much of it too quickly. So stop stockpiling. I'm a bit guilty. I've got 3 loaves downstairs in the freezer. I only need 1. We've all done it a bit. Let's stop. But who is buying yeast and flour? Who? Fucking Lauren from Dagenham. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can't tell what's going to happen in the next 3 months. So I've stocked up on yeast and flour so I can do my own baking. Lauren, you don't know how to fucking cook. Just 3 months ago, you were pouring sambuca over a doner kebab. It's so pretty when the flames dance off the meat. I love chefing. What are you buying yeast and flour for? You fucking don't even understand how it works. You'll probably stick Caniston on your loaf. I put too much yeast in it, so I put some Caniston over the top to neutralise it. Well done everyone staying at home. Have you noticed how it's the people that earn the least are still going to work while the people that earn loads of money are staying at home? How fucked up is that? Yeah, I'm really gutted. I've got to stay at home and get 80% of my massive wage. While Derek, who lives next door and earns 10p a week, he has to go to work because he's a key worker. Why do we pay key workers less? And while we're at it, key workers, can we have a little bit less competing with each other about who is the most key worker? I am a nurse, so I'm the most key worker. I'm a teacher. I think you'll find I'm more key than you. I work in Asda, and if you don't eat, there are no nurses. Join together. Let's not have competitive key worker Facebook posts. The nurses are the most important. Every fucker that's keeping us with wiped bums and ventilators in our mouths, they're all key workers. And here's a bit of sobering news if you are off working at home, like me. Do you know what that means? Your job ain't key. There's nothing key about you. If you're a comedian or you work in PR or in advertising, guess what? When society stops, no one gives a fuck. That's a wake-up call for people like me. Nothing key about us. I am considerably more key than you, Tracy has just said. I am considerably more key than you. I'm the most key of the lot. I'm key as fuck. I'm key as fuck. I'm a dustman, I'm a nurse, I'm a teacher. I'm more key than you. I'm key as fuck. Richard Branson asking for a bailout? What the fuck? Guys, six finger goatee, I can't even get off my private island. The other day, I ran out of money getting between, it's actually quite complicated, it's two separate islands. And my jet ski ran out of fuel. Please, can I have some money so I can fuel my jet ski, so I can jet ski to my second island and get noshed off by 5 assistants from 5 different countries who are all doing a synchronised nosh off with 5 heads all going at once? Because that's what I'm about, guys. I'm about me. Think of the poor Premiership footballers having to drop down to 100 grand a week as well. Poor fuckers. A couple of other things. Cyclists. I'm not into bullying cyclists. I love riding on a bike myself. But the rules do count for you. I know cyclists aren't actually human. They're part God. Like if you take off a cyclist's lycra, there's actually a light belly in the face of Jesus under there. You can actually see, if you stare at a cyclist's face for long enough, it turns into the face of Christ. So holier are thou, and never wrong are they, in their cycle lane of, I am a cyclist, I have more rights than you, give me my space. Even if you knock me off my bike and kill me, I will rise again after Easter. For I am the Christ cyclist. Newsflash, cyclists, you fucking breathe out as well. I know you're superhuman, but oxygen does come out of your sweaty gobs when you're pedalling at 25 miles an hour. So maybe give us a little bit more space as you go past. Helmets, literally helmets. I think that's everything. If they do relax quarantine in a couple of weeks as promised, I don't know about the rest of you, I'm gonna go fucking nuts. I'm gonna touch the shit out of everyone. I'm just gonna touch things. Who's up for a touching party when quarantine relaxes? We're gonna relax the rules at my nightclub. We're gonna relax the rules of sexual touching. There'll be no, only come in if you're comfortable being touched. No shagging, just a night of touching, all over. Come to the touching party, you get a shot of antibac on the way in, and we just fucking touch each other till 6 a.m. Touching party. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes my lockdown roundup. It's just time for some questions. You may ask me absolutely anything. By the way, there'll be a 10-minute cut down version of this tomorrow on YouTube, so tell your friends if they'd rather watch that rather than watch me feeling for the words. I promise I write nothing. I just take bullet points and improvise. What you're seeing here is my brain working, just like as if I was on stage. Spastic Whale, I'm going to pronounce that less offensively, has asked me about 5G conspiracy theories. See the last rant, I covered that comprehensively. What about the people saying there's a 5G mast on a £20 note? What the fuck? Do you think Harry Potter is real? Are you still at your window waiting for an owl, you fucking child? What else have we got? Can we have a tour of the comedy bunker? I would, but it's such a nice setup with the phone, I don't want to ruin it. Russell Deasley said, when is the comedian coming on? He's there already, Deasley. Go away, bastard. Let's not troll each other at these difficult... You know, the good thing about lockdown is I've got less chance of dying from COVID-19 than I have in a pissed up comedy club. Any tips on dealing with a neighbour who's blasting their music all day? Yep, head and one twist. Drop body, turn off stereo, retreat to property, take up arms, await police, shoot out, 30-year stretch, legend. That was a joke, by the way. Any international viewers? Ask me anything. Have I fired up the aircon? Yes, the aircon is always working in my bedroom because I am a hot person, not in looks. Sadly, I'm like a pepperami with some pubes thrown on it. But the world is divided into hot people and cold people, okay? And particularly with the summer coming and us all in lockdown, hot people are going to be challenged. We are, of course, the superior being. How cold people, how have you got this far? How did you not die out 300 years ago? Why are you alive if you're cold? You should have just frozen to death while us, the hot-blooded superior beings, lingered on. However, you're going to win now because we're all locked in. And that fucker, when one of my tours paid out, I put that on my bedroom wall and it pumps out 16 degrees all night long, every night, including winter. My ideal bed would be a thin toilet paper sheet, a thin pillow, and just vampire ice breath coming out of my mouth. Do you know what Lindsay does when I'm out of the house, my wife? She knocks the heating up to 24 degrees Celsius. I come home and find geckos warming up on the breakfast bar. It is lovely and warm in here. I am loving the heat. We love it when you are here, Lindsay. Don't worry, because Russell pays for it, the fucking mug. What do I think of Geordie Shore, JC has asked. I mean, what do I think of a series from 8 years ago? A reality series where, I tell you what, I'm going to go out and I'm going to smash fucking boards all night. That's all the men talk about on Geordie Shore. I'm going to smash some fucking boards all over fucking town and that. And when I finish smashing, I'm going to fucking smash them till they're just fucking dust. And even when it's dust, I'm going to take a piece of that dust and I'm going to fucking smash that as well. I'm going to smash it into its component fucking parts of a neutron and a fucking electron and a proton. I'll even fuck a proton. Have you ever fucked a proton? There you go. Mitchell Galloper said, am I scared? Not really, because I'm following the government guidelines and not rolling around in dog shit over the park breathing in COVID like a fucking idiot. What's my favourite computer game, Ben Simwise has asked. Sadly, I stopped playing computer games after my bollocks dropped. Jawan Forsahan is asking how I'm dealing with isolation. I'm one of the lucky ones. I'm not in isolation. I'm here with my lovely wife, my satanic daughter who needs amusing, and I've got a garden and a nice house. One of the lucky ones. Last chance now, 1 minute left, and then we're done. What telly do I watch? Well, I'll be watching Nest on BBC One as soon as I finish doing this, which is, to be honest with you, the only reason I've done it at 8:30. Nicola Craig has asked if I can speak another language. I can also speak Essex. I can chat up in several different languages. Voulez-vous avec moi as well? Do you want to spend the night with me? Bellissimo, Italian for beautiful. Bellissimo, bene, come here, bene. In traditional English, I find you beautiful. I would love to join you for a glass of wine. All the chat up lines in all of the languages. Now here it is in Essex. Oi, babe, get in the van, would ya? Just watch Tiger King. Any comments? Oh, how good is Tiger King? Horse shit. No one ain't gonna take no tigers away from me. Horse shit. Wonder how Carol Baskin's doing in isolation. She might bring her other husband out of the vat underneath her home and hang out with it. Dion D's asked, was my dad in Doctor Who? My dad was an extra in Doctor Who once. That's good knowledge. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I am now, there'll be another live YouTube show in a few days. I will also put a cut down version of this on YouTube tomorrow, so tell your friends to watch the 10-minute bang 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 joke version. Please hit subscribe. I'm trying to grow the channel so I can do more stuff here. So please hit like, please comment. I do look at all your comments. I reply to lots of comments. I'm very interactive. Please, if you just joined yesterday and you've got no subscribers and never watched a video and you just write the word wanker, I know it's you, Darren. Darren, it's the same IP address. I got someone to stop checking it, okay? Darren with your St. George's Cross, and you hate me because I said something once on question time. Please stop rejoining and just putting the word twat. Everyone else, hit subscribe, hit like, tell people about the channel, and I'll come back. I'll do bigger, bolder shows. Stay safe. Sunbathe in your back garden. If you're not lucky enough to have a garden, hang your head out the window, not too far. Love each other. Keep amused. Read books. Learn a language. Improve yourself. Thank you very much. I'm now going to exit diagonally and downwards. Look at that aircon, fucking such a handsome system there. Look at that, pumping out fucking cold air. Lovely piece of technology that, absolutely lovely. Okay, let's have a little close up, shall we?